The Houston Headhunters have scratched and clawed their way back to 500 with 2 games left to go. The London Knights, with 3 games left on their schedule, will claim the North Division if they beat Houston today. The playoff chase continues here in Week 12 of the Simulation Football League. From Jules Simeon Stadium in Houston, Texas, good afternoon, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Joining me in the broadcast booth today is the fastest rising star amongst our broadcaster ranks. It's Cameron Duty. Cameron, Houston and London have some history, and another chapter will be written today.
Yes, they do, Tyler. And again, thank you for having me today. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to have a lot of fun today. As you said, this team does have history. Both of these teams, they are no strangers to one another. You've got to take into consideration Houston has never lost to London at home. They currently lead that series 4-2. Mike St. Green now playing for Houston. So these teams are familiar with each other very well. And of course, this is playoff football. We may not be in the playoffs just yet. However, these two teams have to play like it's their last game of the season in order to clinch their respective spot.
So much on the line today, and courtesy of our camera shot here earlier, aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags Drone Works. Aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Houston is in their Space City Ults, reminiscent of the Astros uniforms from last season. They will kick us off here today to London, who are in their regal whites. Here to begin the ball game. Sonny J with the ball on the tee as we are set to go. Here from H-Town, as here we go. Here comes the return from outside the goal line, trying to get upfield. Trying to go straight through the defenders is Terrence Weary. He can only muster up to the 24-yard line. Out comes Johnny Pickler, the quarterback for London, for his first drive of the contest.
Yeah, Johnny Pickler has had a heck of a season. As we've seen as the season has went on, he has continued to improve. He's got more comfortable in his game, and he's making a lot of really good plays right now. Very smart with his decision-making.
Start under center with an offset eye behind him as the linebackers for Houston show blitz. Trying to go left side with Merrill. He's taken down by Butch Menor and Jason Peace, 1 yard behind the line. And let's introduce you to the rest of that London Knights offense. Robert Merrill is the tailback with rookie Rob Noel at fullback. Wide receivers are Vin Calia, Terrence Weary, Fox Highwind. Tight end is Talon Steele. On the line, at left tackle is Parrot Ibarra. Left guard is Anthony Anderson. 4 wide now for Pickler as he's under center. Merrill up the middle on a trap play. That gets good yardage up to the 26-yard line as Peace is there once again in on a stop and quickly brings up third down.
Indeed it does, and this is big for Houston right here. Come in, and if you can make a stop on third down, first drive of the series, a big momentum changer right here. It'll be great for their upcoming offense if they can get off the field.
4 wide set, Pickler, quick drop, looking for a slant pattern over the middle, and he's thrown to the turf. It's a sack by Tom Tanner.
And that's exactly how you do it right there. You get pressure on the offensive line, and then you get somebody like Tanner, who is an aggressive pass rusher, tough guy to bring down, and you see what happens when you can't get a hold on the big man. Throws the quarterback to the turf, and Houston will now come up with the ball after this punt.
Tanner now with his 7th sack of the season and now a new career best in tackles for loss with his 16th here in season 20 as the punt is away from Shane O'Donnell. Fair catch called for at the 44-yard line by Mike St. Green. That is where Houston will take over. Dave Burr, who has had a dramatic turnaround this season. His first 6 games threw for 66% completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. These last 4 games, which Houston has won all 4, 73.5% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, and has played remarkably well. Pitch out to the right-hand side for tailback G.P. Wells. He will lose a yard as we introduce you to the rest of the Houston offense. G.P. Wells, the tailback, brother Jalen Wells is the fullback. D.R. Sim, Greg Corky, and Mike St. Green are the wideouts. Tight end is Jim Copeland Jr. and Dan Curtis. And on the line at left tackle is Barry Simeon and left guard Taylor Menor. Now Burr goes into the gun with 4 wide receivers, 2 to his right, 2 to his left. Back to pass, stepping up, looking over the middle. That is caught for first down yardage and more. They will be the first team to cross midfield today, and that one is caught by Greg Corky to the London 41.
Houston is the team that has a bountiful amount of weapons. You take a look at this receiving core that they have. So many weapons between the great DR Sim, of course, Corky, Mike St. Green. There's so many options here. It's hard to tack them all down.
3 wide receivers, London plays bump on the outside, handoff near side, GP Wells, he's fumbled the football. It's picked up, however, almost immediately by the right tackle, Boss Hogg.
It was so smooth, it almost looked like it was planned. Obviously it wasn't, but just take a look at this, how he was right there to pick that up. Take a look at that. Great awareness of where the football was. Takes it for the first down.
Right tackle on the left-hand side, definitely a pulling tackle move on that counter play, and it results in a fortuitous, almost big man rumbles for a score, but he rumbles for a first down as Houston's drive continues. Burr in the gun with both Wells brothers to his left and right. Back to pass, London send the pressure, passing over the middle, tipped and picked up! Emmanuel Blackman with the interception, and the fortuitous bounce finally bounces London's way, and they'll take over at their 27-yard line.
And what a fantastic job by that defense right there, Tyler. Let's take a look at this replay. Watching him drop back in. Great coverage, by the way, right there. I mean, just really not letting the receiver get any separation. And then when that ball hits the air like that, it's like sharks in a feeding frenzy. So a great job by that defense. And what a game we've got so far. A little bit of sloppy mistakes here and there, bouncing back and forth between the two teams. Been a lot of fun to watch so far.
Here we go. 4 wide receivers again here for London. Looking to throw on first down, looking for St. Green, but an excellent read gets Houston the ball back. Josh Rowe takes it away.
Oh my goodness, you couldn't write this up. I mean, this is better than some, Hollywood script. Take a look at these defenses out here. They are fighting to win. They know what this means for both of those two teams. And to be 100% honest with you, they are playing playoff football. And it's great to see a lot of high attrition out here. And, so far for these defenses, they've been the stars of the show.
We talked about history between the two sides. Mike St. Green comes from London to be a co-owner here in Houston, and Houston has never lost a home game to London, as down goes Burr. The outside blitz gets home and takes down Burr in the backfield. It's Telemac Scarborough.
And a nice job by Scarborough doing what he does best, of course. Again, just tearing through that offensive line and really stopping him in his tracks. The quarterback didn't even have a chance to honestly look up to see if he had any of those talented receivers downfield.
Pass looking over the middle. That is caught for a good pickup of about 8 yards. That's Jim Copeland Jr., the tight end.
And that's going to make it a more manageable third down, although be it still 3rd down and 6. But this is an offense that definitely can convert. This London defense is going to have to anchor down right here.
Wide receivers, 3 to Burr's right as he's alone in the gun here on 3rd down. Glance over the middle into coverage, batted away and picked off again. This time with room to run down the left-hand sideline. Who? It's Mike Jones. Mike Jones made the interception and he gets a pick 6. 3 interceptions on 3 consecutive drives, and finally our first point to the ball game.
If you are a football fan, this is what you love to see. This gets the pulse up. Great defensive football right here. And again, what a fantastic play right there by London. As we said, they needed to anchor down on that coverage, and they did just that. They were showing just how strong their defense was as well, hanging in there. And again, when that ball was free for the taking, they did just that. So they get on the board first, and a big-time momentum swing for London.
Nearly an 80-yard pick 6 for Mike Jones. London's on the board first in enemy territory. JT Delaney's extra point is up and good. And an explosive defensive start leads to London 7, Houston nothing. And what's not to love about the SFL? And if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. Outcoming on the return here for Houston on the far right-hand side. That's St. Quinn. He gets to the 29-yard line. His best return of this early game. And out comes Dave Burr, who will have to shake off yet another interception here this season. His second of the ball game. That one went back for a pick six. We'll see if he can put a drive together here on drive number 3 for Houston. Looking near side. Nice turning grab by Dan Curtis. Second string tight end. He can only get 2 yards before he's corralled by Scarborough.
You know, it's quite interesting, Tyler. We come in talking about these high-powered offenses and just what they can do, just how they can move the ball down the field. But instead, you know, fate and football has a plan of its own, and now it's become a defensive struggle thus far. It'll be interesting to see if Houston can come up with something and start a offensive drive down the field.
Tight ends left, two wideouts right, looking for a floater right side, nearly taken away by Mike Jones again, who had the pick six in the last drive.
Yeah, and he was smelling that one right there, wasn't he? I mean, he just about come up with it. Timing was a little bit off on that, but no, you know, this Houston team, I have to suggest one thing. I know that their strong suits, of course, is in their passing game, but don't forget your run. If you can get some good runs in, it'll open up those passing lanes a lot more easy.
Punch set right side here on third down. Burr gonna have to throw. Looks right side, short, caught for a couple yards. That's J.J. McCutcheon for a pickup of about 3 yards, 5 yards shy of the line to gain. And out comes Ron Foster for his first punt of the contest.
Hey. Selected the punt. Number 12 is deep to receive.
Back standing at his own 18-yard line is Foster. One of them look like they might send some pressure. Here they come. Foster's punt is away. Back deep to return is Terrence Weary. He's going to run right into the teeth of the defense. Maybe about a 2 to 3 yard return. 31-yard line. Here comes Johnny Pickler. Once again, looking to start another drive for London. It's been the defense so far that has provided the spark. Can now the offense make something happen?
It'll be interesting to see. Of course, both of these teams still waiting offensively for that breakout moment.
Has only thrown the ball once, which ended up in the hands of Houston. The second pass, though, is a safe one. Nice spin move from Robert Merrill. He'll pick up 5 yards before being stopped at the 35-yard line. And let's introduce you now to the Headhunter defense. Tom Tanner, KT Slayer, who's having a banner season. Career best in tackles, tackles for loss, and sacks. Butch Menor and Alex Perez, that's your defensive line. Zed Markov, Jason Peace, and Garrett Evans are the linebackers, with Corey Menor, J.W. Hartshorn, Kai Cash at corner. Safeties are Dedrick Law and Josh Rowe. Pass over the middle is caught. That's a good first down to the 49-yard line. Talon Steele, who used to play for Houston this time last season, gets the first down.
And there you go, once again, talking about just how these teams know each other so very well. And I like the play call. I really do. I thought that was a nice decision there by the offensive coordinator to go with that little route. Just it was a safe pass, but of course just going for what the defense gives you, and just so happened that was enough to keep this drive going.
Back completions, flag on the play. Merrill with a nice spin move. That picks up 5. I believe one of the defensive linemen jumped offside, so either way you slice it, it's 5 yards for London.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll take a look at the call here just to confirm. Of course, we knew what that was going to turn up being, and that is good, of course, for the Knights, as they will have a little bit more easier job in their play selection here, how to go against this defense. Again, let's give it to both of these defenses coming out and just playing lights-out football thus far. And again, we see London trying to maintain and stabilize this drive here as they finally seem to have something going as they go across midfield.
Maybe another run here from London. They're on 1st and 5 now after the Tom Tanner offsides call. They'll stretch it near side. Merrill with a good burst of speed, and blockers in front of them. Robert Merrill is loose down the sideline. Touchdown, London.
Oh, you got to love it. And right there was that offense, just like we were talking about. You were beginning to see the play selection. They were going with a series of mid to short passes there and really mixing it up well. And I was just wondering when that first run was going to take place. And boy, did it ever. Let's give a round of applause to that offensive line for making some fantastic holds. And then on top of that, of course, Merrill and those speedy legs. So impressive and so much fun to watch. And London right now feeling pretty good about themselves.
54 yards from Robert Merrill puts the offense's first points on the ball game. A 13-point lead. JT Delaney trying to make it 14 and put Houston in that much more of a hole. Low snap is corralled by Brady Maynard, and the extra point is up and good from Delaney. 14-0 here in Houston, as the Houston Headhunters, who mentioned at the beginning of the show, more than likely needing to win out to preserve any hopes of a playoff spot. They desperately need this win, and right now they're down by 2 scores to the Knights. Laney gets us underway once again. Mike St. Green 2 steps out of his own end zone with the return, looking to go right side, gets out of his blocker's way, but is taken down at the 26-yard line. And no further. So out comes Dave Burr, who, after throwing 2 interceptions, it's back-to-back punts now for Houston. They need to be moving forward more so in the right direction and with some veracity.
Oh, indeed, Tyler, you're exactly right about that. The one good thing about it, though, is they do have an offense that can put points up very quickly. They just need to settle down a little bit.
Side. Here comes G.P. Wells on a spin move. He picks up 7 yards before he's taken down by Anthony Wyo at the 33.
I think it's a good idea. I think that it's good to go to that ground game, kind of pick up some yardage if you can to make the second down a lot easier to manage. And you can see that right there, that it did work. It was beneficial for them. And again, I think they need to continue to pound that ground game, help open up the passing lanes.
Offset single back behind Burr, handoff for Wells. Wells got a good hole created for him by Buford Justice and Derek Harper up the middle. That's a first down for H-Town.
It's really interesting, and you know that's why we love the game of football. You can nitpick a game to death until you get into it, and then all bets are off. You just never know how things are going to play out. And now Houston again behind the 8 ball, having to try to figure out how to move this football.
5 wideouts. Burr gonna go deep down the middle, topped by a wide open Mike St. Green, who is blasted at the 38-yard line.
He took a hit, but boy, he did a great job of holding on to that football. Really impressed with that. Of course, he knew he was going to take a shot. As we take a look at this replay, a perfect pass as well by Burr. And take a look at this hit. Man, oh man. But again, a great job of just holding on, maintaining that possession of that football. And London now looks like they are beginning to get something going here.
Just over 2 to go here in the first quarter here in Jules Simeon Stadium. Burr doesn't like what he sees from the defense. They'll go up the middle here with GP. GP gets maybe a yard before he is brought down. And let's meet the rest of the Knights defense. William Davidson, Cam Throsby, who made the last tackle, is paired up alongside Frank Stackhouse and Selwyn Lane on that defensive line. Kelly Mack Scarborough, Tony Roberto, and Jacob Creech are your linebackers. Emmanuel Blackman, Brandon Ewing, Mike Jones at corner, Anthony Wyo and Jack Russell at safety. GP, another spin move, and another one to defect a diving defender, and it's another first down on the ground for Houston.
I have to tell you that I think this is just a very impressive drive for Houston. Yeah, they know that they're down 2 scores, but they haven't really shown any rattle, I don't think. I mean, you take a look at what they're doing here. They know they've got plenty of time to come back in this game, and they have the weapons to do it. So don't veer too far off the course. Just try to put a nice, methodical game together. And right now, this ground game is really paying in dividends.
Houston might be looking to the end zone here with just a minute to go here in the first quarter to maybe scramble back some momentum. Burr looking over the middle, deflected. That's incomplete. Tony Roberto, the middle linebacker, playing short center field with the pass deflection.
Yeah, the big man Roberto there, 6'3", 250 pounds in his 7th full season with the SFL. 4th here with London coming up with a big defensive stop, getting those big hands up and putting a stop to that play. Nice job.
He's had 3 interceptions this season, which is also as many as he has in his career. It's been a really good season for the inside linebacker as GP Wells gets a call, breaks out of a tackle, and then pays for his crimes of gaining yards by Jack Russell as GP Wells is helped back up to his feet after the hit.
Going to be feeling that one for a couple of days, no doubt about it, Tyler. And I must say that, this drive right here, this 3rd down is so important for this team. They need to convert. They need more than a field goal to keep up with this London offense right now.
Single high safety here on 3rd and 4. Need to get to inside the 14-yard line for the 1st down. For a 5-step drop, dumps it up right-hand side for Jalen Wells. The fullback gets out of 1 tackle. He has to stretch it out to the outside and can't get past the defenders. It's only a 2-yard pickup, and Houston will have to settle for a field goal as we close out the 1st quarter.
Big time play right there. London knew what was the significance of that as well as we head into the 2nd quarter, setting us up for a very interesting quarter to come here with this field goal attempt.
14-0, Knights out in front here in Houston. Can the Headhunters scramble back to 500? We'll come back here in just a moment. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Back here in the 2nd quarter, Sonny J looking to make a 34-yarder from the right hash. For Houston's first points of the ball game, the kick is up and through, and it's now 14-3. Houston remove the donut from the scoreboard.
Yeah, it had to feel good to really get some points on the board right there, Tyler. And as you can see, just to get a little bit of momentum on your side there. I know they were looking for more than that, but again, as you said, you get the donut off the board, and then if your defense comes up with a big stop and you get the ball back, well, then things could certainly change in a hurry.
Sonny J gets us rolling once more. Berry about 5 yards deep in his own end zone on the return. Spins away from one, trying to go back the other way. Goes a little bit more east to west, west to east, and gets up to the 23-yard line. Out comes Johnny Pickler, but more importantly, out comes Robert Merrill, who had that long scamper for a touchdown last time this offense was back out on the field.
Yeah, he sure did, and I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If they can't contain that run, keep pounding it. I think they need to continue to utilize that.
Wide, Pickler going to throw on 1st down, right side, caught with room to run, down the 4th side, Terrence Weary out of another tackle, inside the 30, knocked out of bounds with a 23-yard line.
It was just a beautiful play. I mean, it really was. Again, London feels so comfortable right now. Let's go back to Pickler, as we talked about. He is making some great decisions right here with the football. And again, another one right there. I mean, he threaded that needle, made sure that only the receiver could pull that one in. And again, it all goes back to being comfortable. And this London team is the most comfortable that I've seen them this entire season. And Houston is going to have to come up with a solution fast.
Just when you think all you have to really do is contain Robert Merrill, you forget that Pickler is a fantastic quarterback, has a ton of accolades already to his name, looking to add more on here. He creeps closer to the 3,500-yard mark in the season. Merrill goes backward here on 1st down after the big play as KT Slayer again finding herself in the backfield of opposing offenses. That's KT's 18th tackle behind the line.
Wow, what a great job right there.
4 wide. They're on 2nd and long. Pickler going to be in the gun, looking to throw over the middle. Picked off by Houston! And the backbone shows itself. J.W. Hartshorn with the interception.
That's exactly what we were talking about. That was the play that they needed. We said we needed this defense to come up with something quick, and a great job right there of drawing up that defensive design, and a nice job of just snagging that one again out of the air. I think it kind of took Pickler and company by surprise, just as we were talking about some of the pass choices. Again, a nice job of Houston playing some great defense there and kind of blending into the coverage.
Hartshorn's third interception of his rookie campaign here in week 12 as Bird has to fight off the pressure, passing over the middle, finds Mike St. Green to the 40-yard line.
And again, it's like we said, if the Houston defense can come up with a big time stop, which they did, and the offense can get back out there on the field, which they have, now we'll see what they can do. If they can march back down the field and get a touchdown out of this game just narrows up, and I think the game plan really ultimately changes a little bit for London once again.
8 men in the box. They're in a shotgun look for London's defense. Pass left side. Top by Dan Curtis, tight end. He spins upfield and gets 7 yards up to the Houston 47-yard line. The SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for Seasons 21's kickoff weekend. For room reservation details in the weekend schedule, see the Convention Alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast. Reserve your special group rate today. We'll see you there. 2nd and 3, handoff. Wells tries to get the first down, but a good wrap-up tackle from Emmanuel Blackman at the 49. Denies GP of getting all 3 yards. Gets maybe 2 3/4.
Going back real quick to that SFL convention there, Tyler, man, that's something we all look forward to. Going to be such a fun time. I encourage everybody to get out there, get your room, and come out and have some fun.
Like football game to look forward to and some golfing events. Hand up, Wells, nice spin move, and blockers near side. GP Wells is free inside the 20 and wrapped up at the 11-yard line. Great pursuit on GP, but Mr. Grand Prix Wells gets another big gain for Houston.
Very nice indeed. And I mean, like you said, he really started his engine with that one. Take a look at that spin move right off the bat, and then he just continues to churn up field. London says, we got Merrill. Houston says, well, we got Wells, and we don't care to use him either. So a great job by the gentleman here in his 3rd season in the SFL, really making his presence known. Big time play.
Both running backs coming to play, both over 50 yards in the contest here as we close in closer to the halfway point of the 2nd quarter. Deep pass back in the end zone, tipped and nearly taken away by Scarborough off the deflection intended for Mike St. Green.
Yeah, that's scary right there. If you are a Houston fan, I mean, that's a worry. There's been more passes intercepted out of the air than has fell harmlessly to the ground. A great job of coverage again by London, and again, I think we see them maybe try to go to this bend but don't break approach. They, have Houston down here at their 11-yard line, but looking to come up with a big stop.
Offensive line shifts in the direction of the offset tailback behind Burrs. He's going to look to throw. Blitz coming. He just does get it off before he was hit by Frank Stackhouse. 3rd down.
And a great job right there again of this London defense. I mean, really, really showing just how versatile they are as well. And again, if they can stop them here, that'll be huge and incredibly frustrating for Houston too, to know that 2 very promising drives stopped just short of the promised land. Let's see what happens.
3rd down, bunch left of Burr, who takes a 5-step drop, looking left side, caught by St. Green, looking for the 6. He's got it! Touchdown, Houston!
What a great play. What a great play design, too. As we take a look at that replay there, this Houston team, they really come off their chairs right there for that one. All the fans did as well. Let's take a look at the replay. A fantastic pass by Burr. And, again, just a nice job of taking St. Green right there and putting him out on the flat and threading that football between the 2 onlooking defenders there. A great job by Burr. Great response to so far what had been a stifling job by Houston down in the red zone. But instead, they punched it through.
Touchdown number 10 for MSG, who now takes the lead in the team's most receiving touchdowns this season, surpassing DR Sim for the time being. Extra point is up and good. 14-10. It's a one-score ball game here in Houston.
And this game is shaping up to everything that we said that it would be, Tyler. Again, we saw that London jumped out to that 14-point lead. No real cause for alarm with Houston. Again, they come right back down the field, come up with some big defensive plays to get the ball in their offense's hands, and you can see the result.
Interception by J.W. Hartshorn leads to 11-yard touchdown from Mike St. Green, as on the return, Terrence Weary had to get out of the way of one of his own guys. That stifles the return for a net 1-yard loss on the return back to the 19-yard line. That's where London takes over.
Yeah, and now if you're London, I think that you begin to look at things maybe a little bit differently. Of course, don't stray away from your game plan per se. But again, you've got a Houston team that really right now has all the momentum. You cannot turn the ball over or go 3 and out right here.
5 wide receivers. Pickler going to look to throw on first down, deep over the middle and caught! Yeah, cross midfield down to Houston's 45. There goes Fox Highwind.
Look at Highwind go. I mean, really, what a fantastic route. And again, a beautifully thrown football. And boy, he just burnt the coverage right there, did he not? I mean, he's got some quick speed on him, and when he gets out in front, hard guy to bring down. So a fantastic reception right there, and that's a great way to respond to what was an impressive Houston drive. London just comes right back and says, take a look at this high-powered offense we have.
Pickler telling us on the sidelines he needs to play a cleaner game. That was a pretty clean pass, Mr. Pickler. Can he do it again here on first downs? He looks to throw again. Over the middle again. This time it's picked up and returned the other way. Josh Rowe with his second pick of the ball game.
Yeah, his second pick, and then Pickler's third. And again, this defense for both of these teams stepping up to make huge plays. Take a look at this coverage. Again, he saw the football and just steps right in front of it. A big-time play. You're beginning to feel that momentum that we talk about continuing to swing here to the side of Houston. London had a fantastic pass play going. There's the play before, and then they come right back with the INT. Now, how will Houston respond?
Number 9 on the season for Rowe. As out comes the Houston offense from their own 47. Burr in trouble. Gets it off to G.P. Wells inside, who has a little bit of room. Gets up to the London 47. That's a gain of 6 as he's brought down.
Yeah, that was a really nice job right there. Burr held that just as long as he possibly could. But again, hoping for something to kind of develop downfield. And when it didn't, he just safely dropped it off and instead got a pretty good chunk of yardage right there for this upcoming second down.
I formation behind Burr. They're on 2nd and 4. 8 men in the box here for London. They will go up the middle with GP. Gets on a 1, gets another good blocker. He stiff arms a man at the 35-yard line and gets to the 33.
And GP Wells 93 yards right there on 10 carries. And we're just now halfway through the second quarter, basically. And again, take a look at this movement right here, the spin move. He is such a talented halfback. And again, I think that it's a great decision to continue to pound the ground with him. While it seems tempting to continue to air it out and go toe-to-toe with Pickler and company there, don't forget about those run games.
24 on the run. Pass deep over the middle, in and out of the hands of Mike St. Green. Tried to make the spectacular grab. The hit jarred the ball free.
It's hard to fault someone like that when you've got Mike Jones looking at you. I mean, let's take a look at this here. He did everything he could there to kind of hold on to it, and a good job right there of this entire London defense coming up. Boy, what a big hit right there to jar that one out. Sometimes that was a great effort again by St. Green. You can't ask for more than that when somebody is totally laying you out like that.
Folks are wondering, what kind of unis are that for Houston? They kind of look like Portland in a way, but if you remember the Houston Astros baseball franchise, their Space City uniforms, this is an homage to that as baseball kicked off their regular season earlier this week. G.P. Wells gets the swing pass on their side. He gets up to the 29-yard line, pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, baseball season is indeed in full swing, and that's a really cool homage to Houston right there. Always a fun time of the year. You got baseball popping up and SFL coming down to the wire in these playoffs. Great time to be a sports fan.
Dog days of summer are fastly approaching. As we are in April 1st of 2023. Pass over the middle, finds the tight end Jim Copeland Jr. in Houston for the second straight drive, are back in the red zone.
Oh, indeed they are. They finally found something there that's working for them. And again, what it is spreading the football out. As you can go back and we will take a look at the stat sheet in a moment and just see how they've been able to distribute this football all around. And then that time right there, big man Copeland coming up with a great reception to keep this drive alive.
J.R. Simmons had 3 targets. He remains the only receiver not to have a reception from Dave Burr. They will go up the middle. Wells with a nice hole, but great tackle by Jack Russell, the Terrier. 6, the number 21 tailback of Wells.
Yeah, great job right there to come up with that by Russell to lay in right there on Wells. And it's really interesting. Had he maybe not have went for the spin move to kind of shake him off, I feel like he maybe had a little bit of room to run. We know that Wells can lower the shoulder as well and knock some guys over.
All right, here on 2nd and 6 from the 11-yard line. They will go with a run. Near side for Wells. Wells breaks out of a tackle and nearly broke out of a second one. Had it not been for Mike Jones coming alongside Scarborough, it's a good couple-yard pickup. It brings up 3rd and short.
Yeah, and again, how about that perseverance there? It looked as if he was completely wrapped up like a mummy behind the line of scrimmage. Somehow managed to shake free of that and get some positive yards.
Houston is 3 of 3 on 3rd downs this quarter, 4 of 6 in the ball game. Can they convert another one? Burr will look to throw. Near side, caught St. Green. They're 4 of 4 on 3rd down, and it's 1st and goal from the 2.
You got to like that play call. As tempting as it was to certainly go to the end zone there for 6, the most important thing that they could do is pick up that 1st down, and that's what that play design led itself to, just picking up the first, live to play another down.
Line eye, handoff GP through the middle, touchdown, Houston, and the Headhunters take their first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, that is impressive right there. What we have seen out of this Headhunters team after going down early in this game is something to be so impressed with, and it's something to say. I mean, yeah, this team's 5-5 right now, batting 500, but it's not a good representation of just the talent that's on this team. These guys can play with the big boys too, and it's been fun to watch.
It was all London in the first quarter. They went on a 14-0 run. Now Houston have come back with 16, possibly 17 straight. High snap corralled by Bergens. Kick is up and good from Jay, and it's a 3-point lead for Houston as they look to move beyond 500.
Yeah, they got to be feeling really good about their game so far. Again, their resiliency, and also that just some great methodical drives. And as the chat says right there, hashtag it never give up. This team doing a good job of that right now. Now, how can London respond? That's going to be so interesting to see too. Pickler's just going to have to shake off some of those INTs and go back to some of that controlled football he's been playing.
It gets us underway. 2 deep yards in his own end zone. Terrence Weary gets upended at the 21-yard line as London's offense will come and take over. Miss any SFL action? Want to fast forward, your SFL experience? Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel, aka right here, this channel right here, and on Highlight Nation provided by Victor's Valiant, YouTube's premier sports highlight maker. Subscribe to Highlight Nation and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your college football and basketball highlight needs. Pickler again looking over the middle. This one is caught by the guys in white. That's a 1st down for London. That connects with Kevin Bradley.
Yeah, nice job by Bradley. I believe that is his first reception of the day, if I'm not mistaken. A good job coming off the line there. The big man gets the separation from the defenders and comes down with a nice reception. A good play to start this drive.
Backup tailback getting involved for Pickler as he looks to find safer routes down the field, having already been picked off thrice in the ball game today. Second play of the drive. It's an offset eye behind him. He'll look right for a screen for Merrill. Gets a couple of blocks. He gets turned slightly and then hit out of bounds about half a yard shy of the marker.
Yeah, and a really nice play again right there on first down. One thing that they've done really nicely today, excuse me, is to be able on those first down plays to get good chunks of yardage. Makes the rest of the downs, if they need them, much more manageable. They've not backed themselves into a corner at all.
With a run from Merrill near side. He's got a blocker in front of him. Merrill free again. Inside the 40. He's got one man to beat. He leans forward to the Houston 20.
I'm telling you, the highlights that we're going to have in this game is going to be unreal. They're going to be a lot to go back and kind of decompress, take a look at both of these teams. The running game's the star of the shows right now. And again, Merrill showing just how good he can do, too. It's been fascinating to watch both of these teams dig deep into their playbooks and utilize those running games. And again, good credit and a bravo to the offensive line making all those lanes for Robert Merrill.
36 yards from Merrill. Gets them to the red zone of Houston. We come back. 2 minutes to go in the first half of action. It's been a fun one. Stick with us. Welcome back to Jules Simeon Stadium. Tyler Falk and Cameron Duty here in the booth. London has the ball. Can they retake the lead? Pass near side for Merrill. Cannot get a spin move going to Zed Markov, who's in on the stop as London go back to the line.
Yeah, look here, going a little bit no huddle. They're hoping to kind of get this defense on their heels.
Another swing pass near side. Merrill again can't find anywhere to go. Corey Menner along with Markov making the tackle. Are they going to do this again, London?
It's looking that way.
Pickler back to pass, and as he throws, floater is caught! First down inside the 5! That one's caught by Kalia.
Beautiful job, and here they are running up to the line again to see if they can strike gold here with this no-huddle offense.
Pickler took a hit, took a little bit more at a time, floats it near side for Merrill, turning upfield. He's taken down again, this time at the 3-yard line. Peace and Menner bring him down.
We just need to kind of take a moment here and catch our breath, don't we, after that rapid series of plays that we just seen. A nice job, though, by London. Again, just trying to keep their foot on the gas and keep Houston on their heels, as I said, on their toes just a little bit.
Comes Pickler back to the line. 8 men in the box here for Houston. Expect a run play to the right side. They will go that way. Merrill cannot get out of the tackle. Jason Peace comes down for the middle linebacker spot to bring him down for a loss.
And what a momentous play that this would be if Houston can stop them, keep them out of the end zone on this third down, and force them to maybe go for a field goal instead of the go-ahead TD.
Under a minute to go. DB show pressure on the outside. Under 50 to go. Pass near side. Then Kalia gets his first touchdown since week 9 against Fort Worth when he had those 5 touchdowns. It's been a drought for Kalia since then. He gets back on the score sheet.
Yeah, and it couldn't have come at a more perfect time, could it really, Tyler? Take a look at this little stutter step to just break him inside on what was a really nice route. A great job and a great response right there by London. You know, Houston looked like as if they were beginning to bend but not break, as we've said a couple times in this game. But no, London punches it through.
Pickler finally gets a positive mark in the touchdown category. His first passing touchdown today. Did a pretty solid job on the drive. He was 7 of 7 all told that last drive, which sees London retake the lead. It's 21-17 with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
What a game we've had so far, Tyler. I mean, it's been so much fun. Just as a football fan, yeah, even if you are, diehard fans of both of these teams or players, it's been fun to watch. But just as a football fan in general, this is the type of game you like to see and really be able to get yourself into quite easily.
Delaney gets us going again. Here on the kick. As Mike St. Green on the return just outside his own end zone. He's brought down at the 24-yard line. That's where Houston will set up shop with 41 seconds and all 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they choose to attack this. Do they want to, push down the field, or do they want to just try to see what they can, maybe try a couple of shots and then play it conservative and head into the half, not risking a turnover? So that's going to be really interesting right here.
Pretty wide here for Burr. Offset single back behind him. They're just going to run with GP Wells, who runs right up the middle. He's taken down. No gain, maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Scarborough alongside Selwyn Lane in on the stop, and the clock will just roll here. Houston might call 1 more play.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty content right now, just taking this thing into halftime, feeling pretty good about where they're at the moment.
Burr comes back to the line. They will get the ball to start the second half, so I don't mind them taking a more relaxed approach here to end the first half, as down goes Wells, down for a loss of 4, and the clock will run out here in the first half. 21-17, London trying to get their first win in Houston in this matchup's history. And Cameron Duty, it's been fun. 5 interceptions, a pick 6, a couple of nice runs from GP Wells and Robert Merrill. What's the biggest highlight? What's the thing that stands out to you the most here today?
I have to go with the running game, to be honest with you, because as I've said before, it's so impressive. I came in personally, I'll just go ahead and tell you, looking at this offense, I could have seen it very easily being a quarterback showdown, between Pickler and Burr, and that could change in the second half easily. But right now, this ground game and just how it is taking control for both of these offenses, and it's come up in a very big way when it seems as if the passing games have stuttered a little bit. We've certainly seen some great plays, don't get me wrong, but we've also saw a fair share of turnovers too, and it seems as if the running game has come up in a big way to continue moving that football, and it's really been a sure bet for both of these teams. So instead of it maybe being, Pickler versus Burr, it's been a little bit of Merrill versus GB right now, and it's been a whole lot of fun to watch, in my opinion.
Houston sitting at 500, 6-6, probably not where you want to end up, as we saw last season with Tulsa missing the playoffs, even at 7-5. So Houston need every game here on out. Only got this one, and then Alamo City in Week 14 after their Week 13 bye, and they're going to have to stop plays like this, big passing plays. That last one here to Terrence Weary.
Yeah, indeed. That's one thing that I can see of a weakness so far has been the inability to stop some of those big-time passing plays, and that's something they're going to have to lock down on because, as you said, this is the playoffs. I mean, the playoffs are still a couple weeks out, but not for Houston. They need to win out and to continue to have a shot to make it into the postseason. Their postseason literally starts now, and they've done a nice job responding when being down, and when they could have easily folded, they did a nice job of being very resilient.
You would say that Houston's playoff dream started a while ago as well. You talk to these Houston fans starting all the way back after their Week 7 loss in Carolina. After that, they went on this torrid pace, 4 straight wins: Motor City, Canton, Alamo City, and Queen City. And it's been with a stable passing game, which for the most part today, barring a couple of mistakes from Dave Burr, has been more or less the same. 15-22, 68.2 completion percentage, and a touchdown today. They're going to need a more inspired passing attack here in this second half as we welcome you back to Jules Simeon Stadium here in Houston, Texas. Tyler Falk alongside Cameron Duty here in the booth. A special thanks to our guys in the stats truck, Greg Soto and Dwayne Schindler, and of course our producer and our commissioner, Cameron Irvine, produces each and every one of these games as we are rolling once more, this time in the second half, saying green on the return up to the 26-yard line, and that is how the third quarter gets underway.
Yeah, indeed, it's going to be interesting to see here how Houston can respond to what they come out doing here. Are they going to be aggressive or continue to be a little bit more methodical? Right now they have an opportunity to go ahead, and I'm interested to see what they've cooked up during halftime.
A tight ball game. The running game has been working today as they hand off right side to GP Wells. Gets a couple of blocks, and from the get-go, GP Wells is running again, and he gets inside the London 40, down to the 36. An immediate statement run from GP Wells.
Yeah, there's nothing more deflating than when you come out first play of a new half and you just let a big time play happen like that. So a great job of Houston, a good job of GP Wells, as we said, showing up to play today, literally playing like their season is on the line. It's been very inspiring to watch. And right now, London seems to be scratching their head just a little bit.
Come back to the line. Similar look on the line, except the two tailbacks are now in a split back look. Looking to throw his Burr with the blitz coming. Looks near side. That caught by Wayne Fulton, the third string tight end. And he gets a first down to London's 22.
Yeah, and a great job right there. Again, another nice play design. As we're going to take a look here at Blackman, who comes up and makes a tackle, but just a little bit too late there because number 81, big man right there, was able to make a nice play and convert the chain. So a very, very, very good job right there by this Houston team to continue to keep a very impressive drive alive.
Not heard anything for the main man, PR Sim, today. He might get a call here, but it's nearly taken away. Looking for Sim. Mike Jones with the deflection. Sim, 4 targets now. No catches for him today.
If that's one thing that we can say, and we should give credit to this London offense, is defense rather, they have locked down DR Sim, and that's very hard to do. But so far they've had good containment on him, and it's just not been there yet. That being said, we've got 2 halves to go.
I formation now behind Burr. 1 tight end on the line, off to the left. A run with Wells. Got a few blocks, and Wells gets 6 yards before being gang tackled at the 16-yard line as Houston creep even closer to the goal line. But they're at a crucial stage of this drive. It's 3rd and 4.
Yes, they are, as you said, 3rd and 4 right here, and a very big play. They have to convert here. This could be a game changer, honestly.
They're on 4 consecutive 3rd downs. Coming off in the second quarter, Wells picks up another first down on 3rd down. It's 1st and goal from the 4.
And you know what? They probably even seen it coming. They probably expected it. They thought it was going to go to GP Wells, and just no matter what protection that they had in place there, GP Wells just gets to the outside there, shrugs a tackle, and it really carries this team right now on his back on these 3rd and short situations. And Houston right now, 1st down and goal, and London scratching their head just a little bit.
Houston has had some sublime run blocking today, as Wells, well over 100 yards, gets another call up the middle, only picks up maybe a yard as Roberto is there on the stop. 2nd and goal now from the 3.
And this right here is a big time play for London. If you can, as you said, lock down and just bend, and instead of breaking, just stop them and give them an opportunity to get off the field with just a field goal attempt, that would be major.
3-2 dime look out of London. Stretch play right side. Good blocking. And GP will waltz into the end zone for another lead change and another Houston advantage.
I think he rightfully deserves that little nap there that he did on that celebratory touchdown. He's been all over the place, an absolute workhorse, and completely untouched, unguarded, and just eased his way on in for 6. And Houston right now has just come out firing again on all cylinders. The team atmosphere here in the stadium is just fantastic, and you're feeling that momentum in this Houston team, feeling so good about what they've got going on, knowing how important this game is to them.
The Grand Prix Wells gets to take a well-deserved pit stop, if you will, on the sideline after he helps lead Houston back down the field for another touchdown. Field extra point is up and good from Sonny J. Lead is back out to 3. It's 24-21 in favor of the Houston Headhunters. Later today on Next Level Sports, 2 teams in the hunt for the playoffs will face off to better their positioning for a run when the 4-5 Portland Fleet head to Homa to take on the 5-4 Louisiana Revolution. Kickoff at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. For a complete channel guide, visit NLSE.com. Here comes good return here from Terrence Weary. He gets up to the 29-yard line, his best return of the game. That is where Johnny Pickler and company will start their second drive of the half, or first drive of the half, excuse me. That long Houston drive made me think that Houston was taking their London was taking their second drive.
Well, it was. They certainly took their time on their opening possession. And now what can Pickler and company do, needing a big time drive here?
2 minutes and 11 seconds taken off the clock here for Houston. Pass out left side. That is caught by the fullback, Noel. Well gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. No further pursuit. Expertly on the outside to contain the fullback.
A nice job of containment right there, as you said, to make it 2nd and 10. And it's really interesting. We saw all the forward progress seem to take place for London instead, or excuse me, Houston now. London has been stifled the last couple times out.
3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pickler going to look to throw it to the tailback, Merrill, who looks for the outside and nearly runs right into his head coach. Taken down to the 3-yard line at the 32.
Yeah, and right now, Houston is not giving an inch. They're playing great defensive football, of course. As you can see, they are snuffing out all these little different designs, these short routes and such. And now look here, Houston, London, I apologize, looking like they're going to go all deep here.
5 wide receivers, Pickler, high snap, deep shot, middle, cut, room to run for Fox Highwind, and that post route has been working wonders since the second quarter.
Indeed, it has. I've been so impressed watching, this route. Again, as they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've seen it happen a couple of times for them. And I guess that's their old faithful right there. They just return to the well each and every time on a play route that continues to work for them. And now, a fresh set of downs. Maybe they've got something going now and they've got their legs under them again.
Was working on Josh Rowe, who does have those 2 interceptions today. 1st and 10 this time inside of Houston Field. The Merrill bobbles, picked up! He's got an entourage! Another pick 6 in the ball game. This time, it's in favor of Houston! Zed Markov! Touchdown Headhunters!
Oh, man, what a great job by Zed Markov. 6'3", 243 pounds in his 4th season. And, let's take a look at this replay. I love the replay footage here because we get to take a moment and just dissect and take a look at that. Yeah, a little bit of a bobble there, and that's all it took. As I said, I actually kind of coined this earlier in the game with these interceptions. These guys are playing like they're sharks on a feeding frenzy, and every time that you see a live ball, somebody's there to snag it down. Houston being on the gratuitous side of that, and now all of a sudden looking at a 10-point lead. My goodness.
Off of Zed Markov's first career pick 6 and only his 4th interception of his career. Congratulations, Markov, as Delaney's extra point is up and good. It's now a 10-point spread between Houston and London.
We have saw so many momentum shifts in this game, haven't we, Tyler? I mean, it's kind of been like a seesaw back and forth. And right now, Houston holding that advantage, and London still kind of puzzled, trying to figure out how they can put the full picture together.
Here comes Sonny J to boot this one away here for Houston. Weary trying to make another return. Got it out to the 29-yard last time, but it's hit hard in the back right at the 20-yard line. Does well enough to lean forward to the 21. Now here comes London, their largest deficit of the contest, as Pickler trying to rug off these interceptions for today for Johnny Pickler.
Indeed, if anybody can do it, it is Pickler. So expect to see him again take some shots down the field and shrug it off.
Look to throw here on 1st down, looking near side. Nice one-handed catch by the tight end Steele, and he gets to the 48-yard line. And just like that, they're back on their horse, back into the format of offense they like. That's the passing game.
Done a nice job right there. You felt that they were kind of beginning to get a little uncomfortable there, having to rely so much on the ground game with that passing series. They're kind of stifled instead, getting back to more, as you said, what they're a little more accustomed to, and a nice job to convert.
27 yards from Talon Steele on that last play. He'll take a little bit of a breather as London come out with 5 wide receivers, 3 to Pickler's right, 2 to his left. He's back to pass again, looking corner out this time. Bobble picked away for the 5th time today. J.W. Hartshorn, his 2nd of the contest.
Yeah, it's hard to really place the blame on anybody on plays like that. But I will tell you this receiving core is going to have to come up with a couple of better receptions, kind of be better suited to try to snag that out there. There have been a couple of passes that's been up in contests, and Houston has just simply did the better job of coming down with it. So that has been kind of the culprit in the last couple of interceptions. And man, it's momentum killers.
London still chasing a North Division title. Doesn't necessarily need the win here today, but a win against Houston right now would give them the North. A Canton loss would also give them the division, but you'd like to go into the playoffs with a little bit more momentum than this. They're on a 5-game winning streak. And after that last play went 2 yards, the defense really needs to step up again.
Indeed, they do. And you want to go in not on somebody else's misfortune, but to know that you cemented it yourself and made a way for yourself.
Pass near side. GP Wells, he bounces out of a tackle and gets to the 40-yard line. And it brings up 3rd down.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here. We haven't had an opportunity to see the punter for Houston in quite some time because they have been so good on conversions right now. If London can come up with a big-time stop here, it will be momentous.
And off middle, they convert again. Their 6th straight 3rd down conversion. GP Wells finds Houston's 49-yard line.
And doing a fantastic job. We've talked about him the entire game. And again, they go back to him right when it matters. And like you said, they may have even known it was coming, but that offensive line is playing so well right now. They're really getting a forward push off the line and making some great lanes for Wells to run through.
Here on 1st down, Burr will go into the gun with GP and Jalen Wells to his left and right. 2 wideouts on either side of the line. London send the blitz pass. One-handed grab. There's DR Sim. His first catch of the contest is a good one.
It was, and he come up with it in a very big way, going over the defender there to bring that one down. And we knew we were going to hear from him at some point in this game. I take a look at, that's pretty. Looked like he come up with that one one-handed. That'll end up on the highlight reel for sure.
Working on Emmanuel Blackman. They were both in the right spot, but Sim ran the route just inside of CB1, and that will put Houston into London territory at the 32. Hand up the middle. It's Jalen Wells, the fullback, gets his first touch of the ball game. That's a good pickup of 8 yards on that fullback dive.
It was, and if they can continue to keep this drive alive and get some points off this, obviously, the fans out there know just how big that would be for them to put some separation. Again, time is running down, heading to 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, and if Houston can score, it's going to be maybe panic mode for London.
Back to the backfield, GP Wells taken down. About a half-yard behind the line of scrimmage by Jacob Creech, the right outside linebacker. That brings up 3rd down, which we've been talking about here in the last couple of quarters. It's been so smooth sailing for Houston on 3rd down.
Yes, sir, it has. Yet to really see them be stopped.
Looking for their 7th straight 3rd down conversion. Offset eye behind Burr, stretch play right side. It is 7 in a row. It is a big run for Wells. He's out of another tackle and shoved out of bounds at the 4.
What kind of confidence does this give for a football team like Houston for a player like GP Wells? As we said, Grand Prix Wells, he's had plenty of racetrack today. And, again, we're seeing it right there. Just fantastic blocking. And, again, just a passion really to not go down, just continue turning forward. And what that does for your team, you really feel invincible, especially when you know that they know what's coming and they still fail to stop it.
Goal line eye here from the 4-yard line. Handoff. GP contained. About a yard or 2 behind the line of scrimmage. Creech again on the stop alongside Jack Russell.
That was a really nice stop right there. And you think London doesn't know how important that this stop would be? They definitely know, and they're trying to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at it to try to keep these guys out of the end zone.
Field goal keeps it a 2-score ball game. Blitz coming, pass tipped up in the air, picked in the end zone. The deflection. London gets a ball to go their way. Emmanuel Blackman with the fortuitous interception.
Well, just to put it this way, they waited till the 11th hour, didn't they, to come up with the stop on that drive. It took them going all the way down to the end zone to come up with a big time deflection. But what a nice job. I mean, like you said, this London team, knowing they needed to come up with a stop, and that they did, and that's going to give a little bit of confidence, I believe, to this London team. And Pickler looking to shrug a couple of picks off. Time to have his best series of the game.
Blackman, who had no interceptions all season long, has 2 today. Pickler over the middle, incomplete. Looking for his tight end steal. The hit from Jason Peace denies the catch. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. And again, we said London is kind of struggling a little bit to come up with their offensive identity again. We've saw it in spurts, but we've not been able to see them really maintain a long drive.
Tight end's right in the direction of the strong eye. Stretch play, taken down. Merrill couldn't get going as Houston was in the backfield in a hurry. Alex Perez, the right defensive end, gets into the backfield.
Well, he does get into the backfield, and on top of that, all those open lanes that they had just, in the second quarter, they're gone. They're trying everything that worked for them so successfully in the first half. Nothing doing yet.
Perez, one of 5 defenders that has 10-plus TFLs coming into the ball game. Pickler can't get out of KT Slayer. Slayer with their 2nd tackle behind the line is the first sack of the day for Slayer.
And Slayer indeed slayed right there. No pun intended, but that was just a beautiful play. And now we're going to see London's punter.
Pickler couldn't find someone open downfield, took too much time in the pocket, and thankfully doesn't throw an interception. Instead, they will punt it away to the 36-yard line, a short punt. Unfortunately for O'Donnell, who's backed up deep in his end zone, St. Green wisely calls for a fair catch, and partner, they're already in scoring position.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's got to be so disheartening. You come up, your defense comes up with the big time play to give it back to your offense, and instead you go backwards. And even now with the punt here, Houston is sitting in the catbird seat.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Offset eye for Burr. 7-step drop, looking near side, caught by the tight end. Copeland Jr., 1st down, Houston.
Just a nice play once again. This team right here, what can we say that hasn't been already, just with their execution. And Burr right now having one of the best games of his entire season as far as accuracy and just making great choices with the football.
Out for the 24, Burr, near side again, another out route, and there is Sims' 2nd catch of the quarter.
And while you would like to have a touchdown, which of course is what everybody, that's what they want. That's what they want the end result to be. No need to force anything if it's not there. Take the safe point or safe yards rather. And if for some reason you can't convert, you're already in field goal territory. So you have an opportunity to pad that lead even further.
Shotgun look here on 2nd and short. 3-3 nickel look out of London. Burr looks to throw. He throws short. And GP got all turned around to the backfield. He'll lose 4 yards on the swing pass. Just couldn't get moving forward in time.
No, not at all. And unfortunately, there he was again trying to turn it up there, and it just didn't happen. So now probably faced with one of the longest 3rd downs of the second half.
Does this break the 3rd down streak? This for the 8th consecutive 3rd down conversion. Burr, deep over the middle, picked off, it does! Just what the doctor ordered, and it's the Terrier, Jack Russell, picking off Dave Burr.
My goodness, this London team right here, they are playing. You got to give them credit, even though offensively right now they seem to be at a standstill. This defense has put this team on their back. A great job by Jack Russell, and they know what's at stake here. They don't want to be the reason that this team falters. And you can't say anything about this London defense. They've come up every time that an answer has needed to be made.
Was third in the SFL coming into today's ball game with 8 interceptions. That gives him 9 now in season 20. Wing pass left side now here for London. Merrill, nice spin move, but he's taken down by Zed Markov after a gain of 6. Hey, don't leave the broadcast without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out our content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit www.simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the top banner. SFL Community's 2,000 strong. We'll see you there, and so will Talon Steele, the tight end, as he picks up the first down and gets out of bounds as we close out the third quarter.
And it all comes down to this right here. What is London going to be able to do here? They are looking at, as you said, 1 quarter and 10 points. It's certainly in reach, but they're going to have to start moving fast.
11 minutes to go in regulation here from Houston. Here's Chris Curtis. Tells you what our lot rights are. Chris, take it away.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
It's your 4s, 12s, 68s, 86s up. It's chat. Final quarter in regulation. It's a 10-point ball game between London and Houston. Tyler Falk and Cameron Duty on the call. That one nearly picked off over the middle, intended for Vin Calia. That's how the fourth quarter starts.
Yeah, starting with a little bit of nerves right there. Obviously, afraid to see another one of these interceptions come up. Not to be the case this time, and back to the drawing board right there for the Knights.
9 total turnovers between the two sides here today. It's been a very good defensive struggle where the offenses had to find the kinks in the armor. That's how we have a 52 combined score here today. Swing pass right side, good for maybe 3 yards here for London. Over-under set by our friends at Jack Stata, sitting at 55. A touchdown or more will put us at the over.
And it is kind of what we expected. We did expect this to be a high-scoring contest, and indeed it certainly has. I think we maybe expected London to be a little more closer than what they are, but plenty of points put up on the board so far.
Houston were 7.5-point dogs coming in as they now lead by 10. Pickler near side, deflected away by Corey Menner. That's a crucial deflection. And London, after the interception, are off the field on 3 plays.
And that's going to be so frustrating for your defense, who continues to come up with the big plays to get the ball back in your hands, and just nothing happening right now. Everything that they're trying to do is just completely shut down with a fantastic defensive display by Houston, one of their best of the whole season.
Oh, snap. Corralled by Shane O'Donnell, the punter for London. Mike St. Green takes the return to the 43-yard line and no further. Hey, we want to remind you that 8 p.m. Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. 8 p.m. Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit 8pmmusic.com. Houston starts to drive on their own 43, passing over the middle, looking for the tight end Copeland Jr., and maybe a little bit of miscommunication that hits off his side and falls incomplete.
It looks that way, and it certainly will be interesting, I think, to see what happens here with Houston. Are they going to attack, try to push the ball down the field, or are they going to continue to feed the ball to G.P. Wells and chew some time off this clock?
Second and 10 now, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Here for Houston, swing pass left side for GP, bounces out of a tackle, but contained after just 3 yards. Emmanuel Blackman on the stop, bringing up another third down, and it's almost mirror images of these last two drives between London and Houston, partner.
It has. They've both began to be stifled. Kind of, I guess, what you would say right now. They're all locked up. No team able to really move the ball.
5 wide receivers. Can London stop him on another third down? Pass, middle, diving attempt, incomplete. And it will be carbon copy drives for these two clubs. Ron Foster out to punt for Houston.
I have to say that I'm pretty surprised that they abandoned that right there, the run game as well as it's been doing, and continuing to push the ball. So many third down conversions on the run. But again, let's give credit to this London D coming up with another big stop, just keeping that team hanging in there.
London send the pressure, and Foster gets it away in the nick of time. As Weary, nice move on the right-hand side. Good return from Weary, spins away from another and gets it to the London 35. Excellent punt return from Terrence Weary.
That was a nice job right there by Terrence Weary, knowing that they needed something beneficial, something productive here to ignite a spark for this team. Maybe that's what does it. Great return.
Here comes London to the line now, down by 10 with under 9.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Pickler under center with 4 wide receivers. He's going to look to throw, under pressure, hit as he releases. Ball will just slam into the turf. Tom Tanner providing the pressure.
Boy, he did, and we've called his name a couple of times in this game today. Tanner doing a fantastic job, again, being just ever so menacing and making his presence known in that backfield.
2nd and 10 here for London. Same spot here at the 35-yard line. Houston send 4. Pickler has to get rid of it and does to Vincalia near side. That's a 9-yard pickup before Menor hits him at the, I want to say that's the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it does look that way. He stopped him just short of the first down. A big-time play right there by Houston, knowing awareness with the yard marker there to come up and stop him behind the chains.
Another third down. Upcoming for London. They're 50% so far on third downs, 3 of 6. Pickler right side. There's Merrill. He puts a man to the ground and then he's sat down, but he does pick up the first down.
Just enough to keep that drive going and keep that drive alive. They know how badly that they need it. Moving now into enemy territory on the 46-yard line. Almost into enemy territory.
Pickler, deep drop now. Deep ball, middle, caught. High wind, 23-yard line. First down, London.
And that is indeed what they do so well. That's why you can't count these guys out. Take a look at Pickler here. Just even though we've called his name, he's had a good game. Of course, he's had some INTs as well. But when you need a pass, he just steps up and delivers a great one. And, of course, when you have the all-star line of receivers that they have right there, it makes his job a lot easier, too.
Play has been working all day today. Houston have not found an answer for that post pattern. Pickler, near side out route caught by Calia. Short pickup of about 4 yards, just inside Houston's 20-yard line.
Yeah, almost right there, just kind of inching ever so closer. And again, taking what the defense just gave them, 4 yards. It's a positive instead of a negative. Going to make it easier on this second down.
Here come the London Knights offense. You're on second down, 2 backs in the backfield with 2 wide outs, 5-step drop from Pickler, looking to the end zone, and it's incomplete! In and out of the hands of Talon Steele. Oh, he was open in the end zone.
My goodness, if something were to happen and they do not score on this drive, that play is going to be so crucial. And what a fantastic defensive drive right there. Number 31, Dedrick Law, coming in with a big-time hit to knock that ball loose. What a play. And now, again, third down, back to the drawing board. Saved a big-time play right there.
Houston's defense gonna need another stop. Pickler brings his troops to the line. 5 wide receivers, 3rd and 6. Here for the Knights. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass, middle, incomplete.
Wow, and that even makes that incompletion in the end zone loom ever so larger, because now instead of what would have been 6, you have to bring the field goal unit on, I do believe, to try to get some sort of points out of this drive. A drive that ends probably in disappointment, I would have to think, for London.
This will be a 36-yard attempt from the left hash for JT Delaney. Has not missed a field goal all season long. Kick is up. It is good. He remains perfect and gets the lead cut into by 3 points for a 7-point spread. 31-24, Houston in front.
Yeah, that was crucial. Gets it down to a 1-score game. And now you rely on your defense, who has done a good job the last couple series in limiting Houston. Can they do it again?
Here comes the kickoff from Delaney. Back deep to return. Mike St. Green looking to stretch it out near side. Hit hard at the 26-yard line. That is where Houston will take over and try and get the lead back out to 10 or more points. Cannot have a mistake here. Any form of momentum for London's defense will surely translate into momentum for London's offense. Burr under center on 1st down. Quick drop, looking for the corner. Hits the backside of Mike Jones. Incomplete.
Yeah, my goodness. I mean, like you said, this right here is when it matters most. You cannot falter. You have to keep that London offense on the sidelines and try to, if you can, sustain a drive and chew as much clock out as possible. London's a team that doesn't need a lot of time anyway, so you really need to make sure you have a sustained drive here if you're Houston.
With backfield, Burr left side, open man is there. Dan Curtis. That's a good pickup, a 9 yards. That'll make 3rd down much more manageable here for Houston.
Yeah, that was big. Had that not been completed there and converted for some yardage, 3rd down would look a whole lot different. Big time play here.
After going for a long stretch of 7 consecutive 3rd down conversions, they are 0 of 2 on their last 2. Up the middle. Can he get there? No, he cannot. Tackled at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Creech. And London force Houston off the field again on 3 plays.
Wow, I mean, we've talked about Creech the entire game, and just what a good job he's done. Right there was his most important play of the entire game, and how things change.
Houston's defense going to have to play strong, and it's tipped at the punter. It's going to be a short punt. It's corralled, maybe by London. Ball is still free. They finally fall on it on the Houston 49-yard line.
Where do you begin? I mean, it's just been what a roller coaster of emotions this game has been. It now literally has just about, it's had everything, including a tipped punt there. And wow, what this does now is huge. This game, the pendulum could certainly swing.
London need a score. A touchdown would tie it. 6:17 to go in the final frame of regulation. Handoff Merrill, nothing doing. Butch Menner, 2-yard loss.
Yeah, they're just going to have to buckle down here, Houston that is, and play the best defense of your entire game, come up with a stop here, and try to get this football back. There's still plenty of time, as we said. We know what this offense is capable of, top-ranked. It's not the position you want to be in if you're Houston.
4 wide receivers against the league's fast passing offense. Pass, middle, out of the hands of Highwind. Incomplete. 3rd and long on the docket.
Yeah, a high win there. Great effort to try to come up with that pass, knowing just how ever important that was. A nice separation there against the defender, but then that Houston defense locks down and again pops that ball right out. So now here we are, 3rd and long. What do you do if you are London?
East won't get a stat for that, but it's an incompletion nonetheless. They need another one. 4 wide receivers here for Pickler, just on the other side of midfield. Pickler gonna look to throw. All slants middle. That is caught at the line to gain. They will give it to him. First down Knights at the 38-yard line.
My goodness, and got just enough. I mean, when you talk about by the skin of your teeth, that's what you talk about right there. I mean, just enough forward progress and a good job of holding on to that football as he was gang tackled immediately. These London receivers are coming to play at the end of this game.
Touch and go. And I half expected to see a challenge flag come out of head coach DeMont Simeon, but he keeps the red hanky in his pocket for now. Pickler, right side, caught by Merrill. Merrill gains 3 to the 36-yard line. Just over 5 minutes to go.
And you begin to feel that anticipation, don't you, Tyler? That the nervousness here, knowing that if you are London, it could be the last time that you have a chance to have this football. So they've got to convert, got to come up with their best football.
All right, set, handoff, Merrill, near side, hit at the line, and stopped after a gain of 1. Tanner got those big arms out there to bring him down.
Yeah, indeed, just when you need to play for him most, we've called his name this entire game. And again, as I've said, he has come up with some big-time plays. So impressive what he has been able to do, and this Houston unit as a whole.
Now London on another 3rd down. This one from a little bit closer than the one early on the drive. Pickler, middle, first down piece, not there in time. And London will convert again. Weary on back-to-back 3rd down conversions with the catch.
No, they've got something working with him right now, and they know it. He's been kind of a secret weapon for them, I guess you'd say. And coming up right there when they're looking deep on those slants, they just kind of drop it off underneath. And the big man comes up with, again, a very crucial reception. And London now beginning to feel a little bit more comfortable.
4 wideouts. Only 1 DB near side to cover 2. Pickler going to look near side. There's Merrill with the swing pass. Gains 6. Corey Menner, the lone DB on that side of the football, brings him down.
You know, they're playing championship football right here. I mean, they have been down this pretty much this entire second half, but they've continued to fight. They've continued to claw and scratch their way back into this game. And when we look back on their season, this could be a telltale sign how this ends.
2nd and 4. Handoff, Merrill, right side. He brought it back inside, and Jason Peace denies him at the line. Any forward progress?
Kind of surprised that he brought it back inside. It looked like, to me, from my vantage point, he had room to run on the outside. And that will result in a 3rd down here, and the crowd rises to their feet.
3rd down of the drive. Pickler to throw. Looking for it all. End zone tipped. Incomplete. Corey Menner with the clutch deflection, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Minner with the biggest play probably of his season. To be honest with you right there, like we said, everything hangs in the balance on this game for Houston. As we said, they're probably in a win-out situation, and coming up with a big-time play. Looked like he was beat on that coverage, but instead does a great job to catch up to it and swat that one away. Looked like the receiver there for London had an opportunity to try to come down with it in bounds, but just a little bit disoriented there. That deflection was just enough to break his stride.
Well, I like the decision here from London. Defense has been playing well. Let's get points. Let our defense get a stop, and let's get the ball back. I think that's the plan from Liam Crowder there on the London sideline. Kick is up, and it is good from Delaney. It's now a 4-point ball game, 31-27, with everything hanging in the balance for these two teams.
Yeah, indeed. In this game, it's not over by a long shot, my friend. I mean, like we said, 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. London has been successful the past couple of drives, stopping Houston in their tracks. We've not been able to see any kind of offensive production. Now let's see what happens here.
Onside kick. I'm a little surprised they're going for it.
Uh-huh.
High bobble is corralled. That is hauled in by J.W. Hartshorn for Houston as we quickly head back to SFL headquarters with our first game break of the contest. Cam.
Thanks, Tyler. When you're done, we've had a lot of defense in Canton, but the Classics are hanging around. Bob Funk with the interception. There's 6 minutes left, 13-6. Classics have a chance in Alamo City territory. Back to you in Houston.
Thank you, Cam. Houston's offense needs a drive here today. Handoff middle for GP Wells. Nothing doing. It's more of the same here in the fourth quarter. That Houston offense, which played so well in the second and third quarter, has grounded to a halt here in the fourth.
Yes, they have indeed. I mean, it even with good field position right here, not able, at least on that play, to make any kind of forward progress.
They need at least 2 yards to be in Sonny J field goal range. Goal line eye here for Houston. They'll let the clock run down. There's about a half-second difference between game and play clock. They will get the play off, and GP Wells goes backward a yard as we hit the 2-minute warning. London's defense doing exactly what they need to do. It'll be 3rd and 11 out of the 2-minute warning break. 4-point ball game. Who wants it more? London or Houston? Don't go anywhere. Week 12, SFL. There's only one more game on the schedule for Houston after this one versus London. They need this game. They need a good play. They will go to GP. Left side. He breaks out of a tackle, but taken down at the 36. That might not be enough to get into field goal range.
Yeah, they may have just stopped them short there, and that could come back to haunt them. I mean, really, what a play to rise up to the occasion. I mean, I can't say enough about how this London defense has just cracked down. Championship football right here. And now you have to turn it over to Johnny Pickler, and you just got to hope that Houston defense can come up with a stop just one more time.
And they will punt from the 36-yard line of London. Foster gets this one away without any pressure. It's being angled toward the left-hand side, takes a Houston bounce. And so, London will have to go 98 yards to claim the North Division.
This is something that this is what good football teams are made of right here when it gets down to the clutch. And listen, if you're an SFL player, if you have ever played football, you want the ball with 1:47 left, all timeouts, and a chance to move the length of the field.
2 fantastic games going. Break from Canton. Canton just scored after the interception. It's 13-13 there. Head over to that ball game after you're done here in Houston. Pass near side. Talon Steele caught and out of bounds with a 6-yard pickup.
Again, a little bit of forward progress there. Of course, 6 yards on that one. And more importantly, that stops the clock. So they don't have to worry about eating any time or using one of those valuable timeouts.
They've already used 1 to stop the clock here after the 2-minute warning. They do have 2, not 3 left for London. Heckler, 5-step drop now. Looking middle. That is intercepted! Diedrich Law playing center field. Heckler 6 interception. And that puts Houston in field goal range.
I love that reference right there, my friend. Talking about playing center field, of course, Houston with these retro throwback jerseys there. And my goodness, what a great job. I mean, this team, you want them to rise to the occasion. It's so interesting. We know London, win and in. And at the same time, though, you've got Houston scratching and clawing for everything to just stay in the hunt.
The underdogs are having their day today. Both Houston with the pick and Kent with the pick in the other game. Sorry to cut you off, partner. Handoff. GP Wells gets up to the 29-yard line. That's a loss of 2. London calls their second timeout.
What a wonderful afternoon of football, correct? I mean, on this Saturday, coming up with some big-time football. And this game, of course, that Canton game over there, major implications for what we've got going on here. We'll touch on that in a moment.
2nd and 12 now. London have one more timeout. We are expecting Houston to continue to run the football. I formation behind Bird. Another handoff for Wells. This time gets a couple of good blocks and bounce out of a tackle. Down to the 22. London used their last lifeline. Their final timeout with just over a minute 30 to go in regulation.
Yeah, they did, and again, you see Houston now beginning to go back to GP Wells, Mr. Consistency for this team so far, and making that a much more manageable third down. We've talked about how they've been able to convert for the majority of the game. Can they get another one? They've been stopped the last few times up.
3 third downs in a row. They've been held from a first down conversion. They need one here. Hand up. Wells, left side. First down, Houston! And that might be your ball game. Houston escape London's comeback. A 4-point victory is their reward. They move beyond 500. It's 6-5 for Houston. London will hope and pray Canton will not come back to win the game versus Alamo City. What an opening block here in week 12.
Unbelievable. What a weekend we've had thus far. And like I said, we're the first block in. This is why SFL football is so exciting. And you see them in the victory formation there now.
Bird takes his first kneel down, and Houston will now have won 5 straight, knocking off London, who previously won 5 straight. And they will move to 6-4. London on the docket has Mexico City at home and then Canton at home to finish off their regular season. Houston get a well-deserved break here in week 13. They, alongside Alamo City, have the latest bye weeks on the calendar in week 13. Those two teams will play each other in week 14. Final kneel down. It's the Headhunters with the victory here at home against the Johnny Pickler London Knights, 31-27, in a spectacular ball game.
A spectacular indeed. One of the highlights of the season, I feel like, and when it comes down to a game with such emphasis, and it's only beginning as we get closer to this playoff push. Each and every one of these games, you're going to see that that intensity begins to build. And let me just real quick say, this Houston team, they showed resiliency. They showed just how good that they are. They played, in my opinion, above a 5-5 record, and I think they may have even put the league on notice. As you said, they're on a tear with consecutive wins, and we're beginning to see this team really mold and gel a great defensive unit and a very, very staunch offense. And I got to tell you, I know you'll ask me about it. I got to go with GP Wells. If I had to pick, he'd be my player of the game, Tyler. Just amazing.
Well, how about the defensive players? J.W. Hartshorn, the rookie, with 2 interceptions. Zed Markov gets his first career pick 6. Josh Rowe with 2 interceptions. Edric Law with the clutch interception at the end of the ball game. Emmanuel Blackman with 2 interceptions after not having a single interception all season long. I think it's got to be a defensive player that gets it. I'd probably go Markov. I'd probably go Hartshorn. As far as an offensive player partner, I have no idea. I don't think the quarterbacks will get it. Both had over 4 interceptions combined, and no wide receivers had over 100 yards receiving. Probably the biggest player on offense you got to give it to is GP Wells, over 150 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns with a couple of receptions here today. We'll get the official player of the game here shortly. Update from Canton. Canton ahead 16-13 as they hit the 2-minute warning in that ball game. So please go to Canton after finishing up here. Your player of the game here from Houston is GP Wells, 202 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, 15 receiving yards. For my partner, Cameron Duty and Greg Soto and Dwayne Schindler in the stats truck, and for our commissioner producer, Cameron Irvine, I'm Tyler Fall. Week 12 just kicked off, and it's a good one. Stick around for more coming up later today. Until then, folks, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.